Well, we must be almost through the videos, at least for the beginning of the year, because we're in number 5, grading of assignments. So what does grading an assignment look like for us in PowerTeacher? In the previous video, lost my gradebook there. Previous video, we created an assignment. And again, so from the score sheet, again the tab across the top, I can see the score for any particular class. Whether I changed the class, mine are all copied, so they're going to be the same. However, I didn't copy over some assignments. We see that we can grade things. Now, the easiest way to grade something from the score sheet, simply double click and start putting in numbers. Enter, put in whatever number you want. Skip, put a 0 in. That brings up a good point. A blank cell does not mean a 0. A 0 means a 0. So make sure that if you want something to count for nothing, that you give it a score of 0. Now, we can also put some shortcuts in here and some pieces in there, for instance, missing, late, those types of things. There's a lot of things we can do. We can fill the entire list of students with one score. We can fill blank scores. We can do a lot of things. And the nice way to do that is either one, go up to your toolbar up at the top and choose the Score Inspector. Score Inspector looks like this little thing right here. It pops up. The other way to get to a Score Inspector, besides going up to the top of your browser and hitting Tools, would be to right-click inside and choose Score Inspector. Now, you can also see you get a shortcut for a couple of things. You just want to call it Collected, just meaning simply you have it in your hands, you haven't graded it yet. This works nice for language arts teachers who maybe have essays and may not grade them for a week because they're in process. You can mark it Collected, see what that looks like. So if I go to this one here and I right-click and I say Collected, a little check mark goes there. Student and parent are going to see that at home. Maybe the next one, I want to call it Late. Now, important that you can see, and I'll zoom in because it's so small, little L there pops up, says, hey, this thing is late. Now, that did not deduct any points, did not give them a 0, didn't do anything to the student. All it simply did was say late. The other option I have, and we'll go to the next one, maybe exempt. Now the student, I can put a grade in still, put in a 2, but in that 2, it's already marked exempt. So the student will see the score, but the student is exempt. I can put in a missing, never got the assignment. Now, careful, because missing does not mean 0. Missing just means I never got it. If you want it to be worth 0, you have to put a 0 in and still mark it missing. So be careful of that. Now, all this can be done also through the Score Inspector. We can also do a clear score. So let's say that I enter all this stuff, but then you know what, I come back and I regrade everything because I was doing something incorrectly. And I want to clear the score. I can clear a score on any one. Now, I can't clear a score on all of them unless I try something kind of fancy here. If I go to fill the scores, and let me close my zoom, I can replace all scores, and I could put a score of, just leave it blank, and I could say, okay, and didn't work, did it? Let's try again. Maybe I didn't hit something right. Fill scores, replace all scores, replace all, put in nothing, replace all, leave it blank, there we go. I forgot to check it, say okay, and it takes it away. Now what it didn't do is it didn't take away my marks, but I could get rid of marks pretty easily. That was a collected one, that was a late one, that was an exempt one, they go away. Now that fill score was kind of cool because you could certainly use that fill, and from that fill you could say items with no score or replace all. So if I just wanted to replace all, and I wanted to say, hey, you know what, I collected this thing right here, I got it, boom, everybody's got a collected note. Now I have a save button down here. If I try to go to the next one, or if I try to go to a different place, it's going to tell me, hey, you haven't saved, do you want to save? I'm going to say no. Now, the other thing I want to show you is the Score Inspector. So again, if I right-click or if I go to Tools, Show Score Inspector, the Score Inspector is a way for you to rifle through kids and assignments and enter things. Now, The only real benefit I see to using the score inspector is that it allows you to enter comments. So here I can freehand whatever comment I want right here in this spot, or I can go to the comment tab and I can choose from some predetermined comments. These predetermined comments, you'll notice that there is a whole bank full of them. And these happen to be the middle school codes, and these middle school codes come from District Comment Bank. Now, if I don't like the District Comment Bank, I can use what's called My Comment Bank. Now, you can notice there's nothing in My Comment Bank. I'm going to show you how to get to that one when we do Preferences in the next video. So if you're a person who likes to make your own comments and have your own bank of comments, I can show you how to do those, including using some smart text. However, though, what this allows me to do is, let's say I'm putting in a 2, I can put in or a 3, and I can rifle to another assignment for the same student, or I can rifle down to a different student and put in a score. It seems to be a very slow and cumbersome way to put stuff in, unless you're entering a lot of comments. If you're doing that, then I can see where it would truly be beneficial. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to clear some of these out so that I don't wind up having these in here. And again, right-click it, and I can get rid of whatever score I got going on in there. And if I don't know what something is, if I float over top of it, I'll see something going on inside of there. And so right there, it's got a comment. And that's how I know that's there. The only way to get to the comment is to right-click, Score Inspector, look at the comment. See, I put a comment of great right there. If I want that out of there, I got to clear it and say yes, and I got to close. Now that comment will be closed out. As best I know, that is the only place that we have right now to enter a comment, a daily comment for a student. Even if you click next to the student over here, you see a teacher personal note. However, though, I don't know yet if that teacher personal note is put out to the public. I would only write notes that I'm willing to share to the entire community, parents included, as of right now. If you want to see what the student view looks like for assignments, then you can click on Student View here, and any scores that have been put in for the student, and you can rifle through students, or you can click students off to the left, you will see assignments over here. I haven't graded any assignments, so you don't see anything here right now. Hope this is helpful to you. There are other aspects also of assignments and grading assignments, and you'll learn a bunch of those. In the next one under Preferences, I'm also going to talk about how to filter students over here.